I was like, no, but this not necessary. Just for a cute hairstyle, I'm going to sit here and bear this discomfort. So I said, no, I'm not do it. I cannot do it. I cannot keep this hair in my head any longer. So I decided to pull it out. And I pull it out. So my husband came and was like, oh, you pull out the hair. So I said, yes, I couldn't bear it anymore. Hi ladies, I am here to implore you to be very, very careful when utilizing synthetic braiding hair. As you can see, I'm once again on the ball train. This was the last resort after I had installed some box braids myself on a tapered cut. So the backstory to the tapered cut really quickly was that I was growing out my hair and I was happy, I was loving it, and I'll insert pictures here, right? And as I was growing it, I was of the impression that my hair was growing and thriving and it was beautiful, bald spot or no bald spot, I was loving it. But then my husband brought to my recognition or my realization that I was losing hair in the back of my head. There was a line, a demarcation line of hair loss in the back of my head. So then he suggested that I have my hair cut into a tapered cut, which he did for me. So I was rocking the tapered cut for a while, and I'll insert a picture somewhere here, right? And that was cute. But then I decided that I no longer wanted to rock that tapered cut. I wanted to grow out my hair. So then I thought, back in 2019, when I was wearing synthetic hair, I was also utilizing fermented rice water with aloe vera along with essential oils while wearing protective styles in the form of faux locks and also Marley twists that I was doing myself. So I said, okay, that worked because my hair grew like wildfire. So then I thought that it would be a good idea for me to try that again. So I had called around looking for hairdressers to get the box braids done. However, they were too costly, even though I did find one hairdresser that I settled on who was charging me $5,000 to do my hair because it was tapered. If I had a full head of hair without the tapered cut, it would have been $7,000. But then as I thought about it, I was like, $5,000 in this economy, there are so many other things that are more important that I could do with that $5,000. Plus, I could try to do it myself. So guess what I did? I did it myself. I used the rubber band method. I bought 2 packs of chemical and braiding hair. I treated them in white vinegar and water. I shampooed and conditioned the hair, and I allowed the hair to dry over a couple of days thoroughly in the sun by drip drying. So day of install, I got my rubber bands and I separated my hair in the different sections and I installed my box braids. Now they looked okay. They did not look like they were done professionally at the ends because the ends were a lot thinner than I would have wanted them to be, but I decided that I could always put it in a bun. So I rocked that for like 1 or 2 days, and then on the 3rd day I really started to feel a severe amount of itching and burning on my scalp. It literally felt like someone had lit a fire on my scalp and it was burning up and I needed to extinguish the flames. That's how my scalp felt. It felt like it was on fire. So then I decided that, okay, they said that apple cider vinegar mixed in with water should help to, soothe the scalp, clarify the scalp, and it's good to soak the braiding hair in it to remove any alkaline solutions that they would have used to coat the braiding hair. So guess what? I did that. I did the apple cider vinegar. I dumped it on top of my head so that my scalp could be saturated in it and that the braiding hair could be saturated in it, right? And guess what? It did not work. It never worked. So because it did not work, I was like, okay, what am I going to do? And I was like, it was getting unbearable now. So I said, all right, you know what? Let me pull out this hair. I did it myself. Yes, I would have spent time to do it, but guess what? The health of my scalp and my hair follicles, that's important. So I'm gonna pull it out. So I pulled out the hair. I washed my hair. I used a clarifying shampoo. I also used some bentonite clay that I had, which is now done. And I used that to detoxify my scalp because it was a small amount. It would have not been distributed as evenly on my scalp and my hair as I would have wanted, but I did work with it, so it did what it needed to do. I also went ahead to give my hair a deep conditioning treatment and a protein treatment for good measure to make my hair nice and strong and something. So then I decided that, okay, I still want to do a protective style because I still want to grow out my hair. So a friend of mine had bought some pre-done faux locks that she wanted to install in her hair. So I installed it in her hair and she had some hair left over and she encouraged me to try it. So I bought a pack for myself which came with 36 individual locks, right? And I had the hair that she had left over from her install. So I decided that, okay, maybe the irritation was as a result of me not soaking this braiding hair in apple cider vinegar and water like I usually do. So I decided to do that. I soaked the dreadlock hair in apple cider vinegar and water overnight. Then the next day I would have rinsed the hair and hung it to dry in the sun. So I went ahead and I started to do my install. I was using the rubber band method, and my husband encouraged me to don't use the rubber band method, but to plait my hair, because my hair would have grown to about an inch or so, and so it was long enough to be plaited in some areas. So I resorted to doing that. For the areas of my head where the hair was short and it could not be gripped by me, I decided I would use the rubber band for that area, and then use the latch hook method to attach the hair to the extensions to my hair. So I did that, and my hair was still poking out, but it looked cute. It looked cute. But my hair was poking out through the individual locks because it wasn't long enough to be pulled through the lock, and some of the locks were very shallow. They were not densely wrapped so that my hair could actually fit in the middle of it to be hidden. So then I decided that I was going to get some Afro kinky hair to wrap the roots and the length of my hair in the individual lock, right? So I did that. Initially, I started wrapping the hair, and I said, oh, but wait, I didn't wash this hair. So let me do that. Let me wash it. So I soaked it in apple cider vinegar and water, and I allowed it to dry thoroughly by placing it in the sun. So then I continued to wrap the hair over probably 1 or 2 days. I think on day 2, it would have been completed, because I decided that I was not going to be spending any more time wrapping this hair, and it needed to be done, right? So I did that. Day 1, after that was done, I started feeling some irritation on my scalp. So I said, okay, I sprayed it with my little mixture and I applied my oils, and it was good. Day 2, felt irritation again. So I repeated the process. I applied my liquid mixture, which had tea tree oil and clove oil and frankincense oil and pimento and peppermint in there. And I think I had added some eucalyptus oil as well, and some rosemary. It was rosemary solution, right? So then I decided that I'm going to spray my scalp again and then apply some more oil. I did that, but then this time, was this day 2 or day 3? I don't remember. I don't recall. However, it was a relatively short space of time. But this time I realized that the solutions that I was using, they were no longer working. And so I was like, okay, what am I going to do now? I did treat the hair in apple cider vinegar, and I did wash it. So what I've come to realize now is that the apple cider vinegar, for me, in my situation, it did not help in preventing the itchiness on the scalp, which is an allergic reaction that my scalp was having to the synthetic hair, but it did delay the time in which it took for me to have that allergic reaction. I hope that makes sense. So while there was itching, my scalp was burning yet again, and I felt increasingly uncomfortable, and I was brought to the brink of tears. Like, eye water literally ran out of my eyes, and I'm not being dramatic. It was so bad. I was crying, and I was like, no, but this is not necessary. Just for a cute hairstyle, I'm going to sit here and bear this discomfort. So I said, no, I'm not do it. I cannot do it. I cannot keep this hair in my head any longer. So I decided to pull it out, and I pull it out. So my husband came and was like, oh, you pull out the hair? So I said, yes, I couldn't bear it anymore. So I pulled it out and I washed it. And I said to him, babe, I want you to just look at my scalp and see if you see anything. He was looking at my scalp, but because of how thick my hair was, my hair was nice and thick and nice, It was nice, right? It felt soft because I had done my deep conditioning treatment, my protein treatment, and it was nice. It was feeling good. And when he looked, he couldn't see what I wanted him to see. So then I said to him, okay, babe, I want you to cut my hair down just a little bit so that my scalp can breathe and get some air, and so that you can clearly see what is happening on the scalp. So as he began to cut, my hair was not cut this low, by the way, but as he began to cut, he said, babe, your scalp is swollen. It is red. You have welts all over your scalp, and it has bumps. So he was cutting, and he was like, listen, the way how this looks, I don't know if you want me to cut it down any further, you want me to stop here. So I said, it looks bad. He said, yes, it looks really bad. So based on his observation, he said it would have been the best thing, or the best solution rather, was for him to cut it down low, and have me get a fresh start. So this is what the fresh start is, right? When he cut the hair down, and I saw how inflamed my scalp looked, and I had welts running across my head, and my scalp was sore to the touch, and it was swollen in some areas, I was like, this is not worth it. I have to put a video out there to inform ladies to be careful about when they are utilizing synthetic braiding here. Now, not every one of you will have an allergic reaction to synthetic braiding here to this magnitude or to this degree, but I just want you to be careful when you're utilizing synthetic braiding here that has been coated in different chemicals for whatever reason, whether it's to preserve the fibers or to add sheen to, I don't know why they put it on there, the alkaline solution. You can always Google it, but just be careful about what you're putting on your scalp. I'm not saying do not wear synthetic braiding here. I'm saying be mindful and cautious when doing so. Pay attention to your scalp and how it reacts to when you apply things to it. Pay attention to your skin and how your skin reacts to when you place different products on it. That is all I'm saying. If you want to wear the synthetic here, do your due diligence by doing your research, doing your patch tests, by applying the hair to your scalp for a period of a day or two to see if you have an allergic reaction to it or something. But do something to ensure that you minimize the risks of you being allergic to the hair, if that is possible. But some things you don't know until you do it. You say, okay, I'm allergic. So that was the situation with me. I've never had anything like this happen to me before, but it was a lesson that I had to learn the hard way. My husband would say sometimes you pay to learn. Yeah, this is a hefty price. So this is me starting over again. The welts have since disappeared from my scalp because I've been using aloe vera and tea tree oil with a little bit of peppermint on my scalp to heal it and to soothe the irritation. It is no longer burning and itching so incessantly. There are a few bumps on there still, but it's not as bad as it was before. So I'm super grateful and thankful for that. So just be mindful, like I said, and don't let this be you. Don't be that girl. Don't let this be you. So that's all I want to say for this video. If you do decide not to put the synthetic hair on your scalp or on your hair, you could opt to wear it on a wig that you can make yourself or have someone make for you. Me personally, I'll be making it myself because it is cheaper to do so. And there's always YouTube for you to learn how to do these things as I grow out my hair. So this is my new hair journey again. And I was going on with the hair, you know. I was loving it. I was wearing my TWA, my teeny weeny afro, and I was absolutely loving it until I said, you know, I want long hair. I want an afro, bald spot or no bald spot. I want an afro, and I love my natural hair. And then, oops, synthetic hair allergic reaction, and we're here, baldy again, back at square one. But yeah, this is where I'm at ground zero again with my hair, starting over. It's a good thing me not ugly neither, cause boy, forehead, head top. Take care of yourself, ladies, and pay attention to your scalp and your body when it's giving you signs and symptoms of something that may be rooted in something deeper. So be aware of synthetic braiding here. All right, bye bye.